Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Wordle with Art. We're about to embark on arguably the hardest challenge of this month of April. We're going to do Wordle number 670 for Thursday, April 20th. Now, this one is going to be brutal. I am very, very scared about this one. This is one where, yeah, it's like roughly 33% chance of getting it. But here we go. Here goes nothing. So screen looks good. Wish me luck, guys. What's our goal? We got to get an equal number of colored tiles across the board, okay? So if you do the math, the only way that could happen is if you got extremely lucky and like on the first guess got to unscramble. And then what you could do is just, and if you know what the word is, then on the second guess, you would do 5 brand new letters to create a kind of like a dummy word to get grays, and then you would finish it off to get the actual answer. So it would basically go a row of yellows, a row of grays, and a row of greens. That's extremely unlikely. The only other way it can happen is if you take it to the 6th guess and you end up with 10 greens, 10 yellows, 10 grays. And trust me, it's extremely tricky because you have to have, you have to have knowledge way in advance what your answer will be. And you have to, just have just the right setup. So let's go ahead and not waste any time and just put in slate. The screen looks good. And here we go. Oh, you gotta be, oh my God, are you kidding me? Well, that is incredible. That's incredible. I wonder if we can do this. Obviously, oh, now there's 2 possible answers, okay? I see plate, that's the obvious one, but then I also see elate, okay? I see elate. Now, this actually is a pretty good, setup because you have to make sure that when you get to that 5th guess that you have at least like 2 grays to work with. Now, the other thing that I will have to be careful about is I can only use 1 more green, okay? Because if you do the math, we have 4 greens already, which is awesome, I think. And then that means that at the end, we'll have 5. So 5 plus the 4 that we have means we can only, but we must use exactly 1 more green before the 6th guess. All right, let's just double check. So elate and plate. I'm just being ultra cautious on this, guys. Yeah. Okay, it's either elate or plate. All right, so what's the first thing I'm thinking about would be to test to see if it's a P. Okay, because if the P doesn't light up, then we're definitely having a late. All right. Now I'm immediately thinking about petal. Okay. Now because that would be nice. I do need to get some yellows on the screen. Let's double check. If I put in petal, oh, then I have to be a little bit careful in a sense because then if it's green, I will have used all my greens, and then I have to just play with yellows and grays, which is not that hard, right? It shouldn't be that hard. These are great letters to work with. I mean, they should be fairly interchangeable. So let's just see about petal. So for sure, the E, T, A, L, none of them override each other. So I would get 4 yellows and the green if it's the plate. And if it's not, then it would be a late. I just want to ask myself how comfortable I am to play with, so many of these yellows. I think it's manageable. I really do. I think we can make that happen. So let's just double check one more time. E, T, A, L, yeah. So those should all come up yellow. Okay. All right. We're making some progress. So we cannot use another green. I had to be ultra cautious about that. I cannot use another green. So now the next step would be, now that we know what our answer is. So the good thing is I should not fail this Wordle, right? I just want to try to nail the challenge. All right, so now what we could do is we could do, let's get some grays on the board, right? So we could do something like, we could begin it with E. And we could do perhaps, let's see here, we could do perhaps erect. Now, if I do that, Just double checking. I cannot override any of my greens. No. RECT would not override anything. And I will pick up, yeah, I'll pick up 2 grays, which is good. Actually 3 grays, because I need them now, with the REC. And then I will, yeah, I'll pick up 3 grays with REC, and then the T will be out of position. So I think erect is fine. Let me just double check, because this is such a tricky challenge. But I think that looks good. So now I'll be, let me think though. Yeah, so I'll have a hefty number of yellows, but I think that's okay. So I'm just being super careful about no more greens. Yeah, there will be no greens. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, just as predicted. Okay, not bad. So the key is, just to try to keep them balanced and make sure that on that last, or that 5th guess that you have, I'd like to have about 2 grays to play with. All right, so now we're up to a total of 4 grays and 6 yellows. 4 and 6, okay. It's funny, I can sort of just keep playing with this E, I could just keep playing with this E. And this would be an interesting one. I could do MC. And if I do MC, then I'm going to have, oh, geez, we are not under any circumstances going to do MC, because that E would override the E in slate. That would have been a disaster. Okay. How about Ember? Let me think about that. So now with Ember, EMBER, I'm going to be up to, it's actually not too bad. Let me think here. This is getting interesting because that 5th guess is vital. All right, I'll be up to 4, 5, 6. I'll be up to 7 yellows. Yeah, I'll be up to 7 yellows. And I'll pick up 3 more grays with MB and the E. So that's not bad. Then it's kind of nicely balanced, and we should be able to come up with a word to make that work. So let's just double check. Again, the most important thing is we cannot get any more greens. So EMBER. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go with Ember. All right. Okay, this is actually not too bad. So I have so what I need is 2 grays and obviously 3 yellows. I think that's doable. 3, 4, so let me see, 4, 7, 8. So 2 grays and 3 yellows. Yeah. Got to do the math here and be a good accountant. Okay. So 3, let me think here. So 3 yellows and 2 grays. Just making sure I've got this correct. 3 yellows and 2 grays. 7, 8. 3 yellows and 2 grays, I do believe is correct. 3 yellows and 2 grays. Okay. What if I were to do 3 yellows, ALP, and 2 grays? I was thinking of something like Alps. 3 yellows and 2 grays. Oh, how about 3 yellows and 2 grays. Ooh, let's see. I'm certain we can get it. I'm just being a little bit slow here. What about TAL? That would be my 3 yellows, right? Because the T, the A, and the L will definitely be out of position. And then I just need 2 grays. How about Talon? Okay. All right, guys. Here we go. Let's just double check this one more time. I think this will work. Oh, okay. So first, check that there's no greens. TALON do not look like they would override anything in plate. Agreed? Okay. So they're not going to override anything in plate next. TAL will get me 3 yellows. Okay? O and N are not in plate. Those will get me the 2 grays. Now let's just double check that those add up. 3 yellows, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go for it. All right, guys, the moment of truth. I think we got this. Plate. I think we got it. Oh my gosh, guys. Of course, I am going to double check because I know all of you are going to want to see, I don't know if you really want to see me fail, but you're definitely going to double check that we got this correct. All right. Oh my God. I think we got it. Let's start with the greens. If you just move that P up, you have plate on top and you have plate on bottom. 5 plus 5 is 10. So the greens are good. Now, we only need to check one more color because the total number of tiles we used is obviously 30. So let's just count the grays. 1 for S, 2, 3, 4 for rec, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the MBER, ON, 9, 10. We did it, guys! Oh my gosh, that was awesome. See, it really does pay to start with slate in some of these challenges because that worked out really, really well. I was actually slightly nervous at first because like, oh, that's too many greens. Can we really work with this? Yes, we can. We did it, guys. All right. Let's just quickly talk about tomorrow's challenge. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a little bit different, but not terribly bad. I think this one, depending on, what you start with and everything, is going to be the hardest. What is tomorrow's challenge going to be? Well, let's ask everybody a question. What's the one word that can cause a lot of trepidation if you try to enter it? It has caused, believe it or not, famous people like Doug to fail. And it is considered to be the absolute worst, most atrocious word to start with. We're referring, of course, to Xylo, okay? However, guys, you're too good. So if you throw in Xylo, which is almost like wasting an entire row, you'll still be able to get it in 5. That's pretty much a guarantee. And to be honest, the L and the Y are not terrible. So what are we going to do? We're going to do the double Xylo challenge. That's right. You must start with Xylo, and you immediately have to repeat that word so that, in effect, you have to solve it, obviously, in 4 guesses with almost no information. Unless, of course, we get lucky and, it ends up having like an L or a Y, or even better, ends in LY. Okay? So there you have it. We're going to call it the double Xylo challenge. Good luck, guys. I'm absolutely delighted with today's solve. It's early in the morning. I kind of wanted to get it out of the way. Today, my girls have school off, so now I can just go and have a good time with them, give them some driving lessons, because they're at that stage where they're going to be driving pretty soon. And just have a good time with them. And now I can kind of just be relaxed and feel good that we solved this incredible challenge. I mean, I can't believe it. Look at that, guys. Isn't that super cool? I hope you guys did okay. For those that started with slate, should almost certainly be able to solve it. For those that didn't, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Well, there you have it, guys. And with that in mind, I hope you have a great day. And of course, I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow with yet another edition of Wordle with Art.